Today, Scott Morrison heading to Canberra to get the race to the top job started. We speak exclusively to the Defence Minister about the government's plans to win re-election.
Operation Babushka, how a Sydney mum rescued her terrified grandma from Ukraine.
How long will the crowds and delays last? The plans to get our airports running smoothly over the school holidays.
No more pit stops. The Australian Formula One Grand Prix is on. We'll bring you all the action from Albert Park.
After weeks of speculation, we have the intel. What is Azzopardi doing now she has retired from tennis?
The best of the best descending on Bells Beach. The Rip Curl Pro is back.
And 19 years after Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez called off their wedding, the couple are engaged again. Today, Sunday, the 10th of April, 2022. Good morning, welcome to today. It seemed unlikely, but Ben and Jen are back together before we get an election call.
There is hope for love.
They might get married before it's called as well. Yeah. Oh. Great to be with you this morning.
Well, speaking of that, Charlie, the waiting game could finally be over today. The Prime Minister is expected to finally make that trip to see the Governor-General and call the election. Nine's federal politics reporter Jonathan Kersley is keeping across Scott Morrison's every move for us this morning. Jono, when do we expect this to happen?
Well, he's not here yet, Jane. You'd expect it to happen late this morning or perhaps early this afternoon for Scott Morrison to make the drive through Canberra towards Government House, where the Governor-General is here waiting to see him so that the Parliament can be dissolved and the election can be officially called, meaning the campaign will kick off in earnest. The faux campaign would officially end and then it would be up to Australians to decide whether it is Scott Morrison that stays on as Prime Minister or Anthony Albanese becomes the first Labor Prime Minister in 9 years. The stage all pretty much set. The Prime Minister effectively releasing what is a party political campaign ad yesterday, talking about why he loves Australia. Government campaign staff have moved into campaign headquarters in Brisbane, and it seems both leaders spent last night in Sydney. The Prime Minister posting to Instagram that he was dishing up a curry before dishing up campaign to voters. Anthony Albanese attending the footy with some star power, watching his beloved South Sydney Rabbitohs comfortably beat St George, hoping that it will be him savouring that winning feeling after election day. As for the timing around when the Prime Minister might make the drive down here to Government House, Jane, there's a couple of issues that could weigh into that, but ultimately when the Prime Minister decides he wants to come to Government House, he will. There is a local marathon taking place, which means many of the roads around Parliament House are closed, and both leaders will be aware the next 5 or 6 weeks is going to be a marathon and not a sprint.
Well done, Jono. In a show of solidarity, the UK Prime Minister has met with Ukrainian President